Hey guys, Lotus Streams here, coming at you with another Warhammer 40k battle report. And today we got some pretty tough lists pitted against each other. And basically I was asked, this stuff seems to be pretty powerful, and I agree with you there. But is that really the most powerful orc list you could pull off? And I was like, maybe. It depends on what you're playing against. But in the current meta, I would say it was not the strongest. So I went ahead and also looked into the other comments, and it says something like play LVO list, and this is an LVO list. It's not absolutely identical, but it's very close to the ideas that you saw over there. So what we have here in our Orc combined arms detachment is a war boss on a war bike with the lucky stick and a power claw. So basically mobile beat stick. 2 units of gruts in troops, bare bones basic, no upgrades, and a full unit of war bikers, 12 bikes right here, no knob, just bare bones basic. You might want to add a knob if you really want to, just to eat challenges, but for now I was thinking about keeping them out of combat if possible. And then the heavy support is basically filled with custom mega cannons. So 3 squads of custom mega cannons. And as you can see, I took a lot of additional grots, because you get 2 guys per crew obviously, but you can take additional 10. And why is that? Because the main issue that orcs have is they get shot off the table, and these artillery pieces are toughness 7. And having multiple grunts in cover makes this a really, really tough unit to remove. It's actually not that easy to shoot them off the board. Now they're still really, really terrible against all kinds of close combat because they will run away and they can't even flee. They could just get overrun and then they die. They don't have any armor saves, so still pretty squishy. But if you can protect them, these things, check out Strength 8 AP2 templates. They get hot, but most of the time they will hit something because the business skill is not that bad actually, and they're really inexpensive units. And talking about inexpensive units, obviously you see this is not much orcs to take. That's because we have a stompa. So basically you need a stompa here because orcs really, really have problems with points. And this bad boy is a custom stomper. Custom stompers are just made from Forge World, and the difference is very simple. It's much, much cheaper than a normal stomper, and it has different upgrades and also obviously some custom stuff that you can do however you want to. Now in this case, he's not particularly very cheap because I basically boosted his points up to the same level that the normal stomper is too, but that's because he also does a lot if he can do it. He's 12 full points as already said. He's 13, 13, and 12, so it's pretty hard to remove. There is stuff that can remove him, tank hunting abilities and so on. I don't have a custom course force feed either. That takes away from his survivability, but he's basically a gigantic distraction can effects more than anything else, and also the last range support unit that needs to be on the board. He has a obscene amount of weaponry, and the first thing he has is 2 big shooters. Now why do you need the 2 big shooters? Because you want to shoot a target that you want to charge that turn. Stompers in general have one big problem. They have initiative 1 and they only have 4 attacks. So he needs to be able to attack something that he can actually kill, which is most of the time vehicles, because with initiative 1 you're not going against anything that can deal damage to you unless it can't even hurt your 13 front. So gotta have some sort of backup plan there. But it doesn't matter because he's not particularly interested into getting close combat, because this is a shooty orc list with some mobile objective holding and everything else is going to ground basically. He has 2 def cannons and 2 giga shooters on both arms. A def cannon is 72 range, strength 10, AP1 primary weapon, 7-inch blast, so it's a gigantic pipe plate basically. 72 range means he can reach anything he wants to. Pretty easy. And he also has a giga shooter, which is 48 range, strength 6, AP4 heavy 6, D6. So that is a lot of dagger or absolutely no Dakar, because remember, he can't really hit anything since he's an orc. But if he gets enough shots with the randomness, it might actually pull it off. So the Giga Shooter is a little bit hit or miss, but I really enjoy playing it. And he has that twice, so he has a lot of Dakar already. Then in addition to that, he also has a Giga Shooter not mounted on his arms, he also has a normal one. It's very much just an additional weapon at that point. Um, then he also has a Flame Belcher, which is a Hellstorm Strength 6 AP3 template, which is pretty huge considering it's like 30 points or something. So you're gonna get that big template right in front of you, and you can kill some squishies with that. It's basically his close combat if you want to, and I mean really inexpensive. I think it's mounted up here somewhere. It's a head weapon. Um, in addition to that, he has the Death Arsenal. Death Arsenal is very specific upgrade. It has D3 super rockets, which you can roll for. Super rockets have just strength 8, AP3, heavy 1, 5-inch blast, one use only. So good thing it's a blast because you don't hit anything else anyway. But 5-inch blast is nice. You can hit it pretty nicely. It is infinite range, so we can shoot it wherever we want to. We're basically gonna hit something. And in addition to that, he has a 120 range, strength 9, AP3, heavy 3d6, attack 2. So it's basically like the Giga Shooter, just a little bit worse in terms of shots, but with higher strength and better AP in general. Um, all of that stuff is pretty nuts. He is 885 points, but he's gonna make a big block of metal in the way, and there's not much that it can deal with that much toughness and that stomper, and then can charge into these guys here straight away without taking like a massive toll from him and the warboss with the bikers. Rods are pretty good at holding objectives, just put them there and go to ground every time something looks at you, and that is the idea of the list. Alright, that's 1850 points of a Orc cat. No destroyer, so this is totally legit. You can run this as you like, as long as you can take one Lord of War, obviously, and as long as you can take Forgeworld, because Forgeworld obviously has the better models in terms of what you get for your points. Alright, so what do we have against that? Today I'm playing Ynnari again, but we are playing mainly Harlequin. As you can see, there's a lot of clowns here, and it's a little bit of a clown fiesta as well, because this resolves around them doing work. In HQ, we have one Lamian, as always, because 10 points HQ, and I don't want anything else today. Then we have identical Harlequin units in Starweavers slash Venoms, so 3 Venoms from Fast Attack and 3 Starweavers as dedicated transports. And we have all the same upgrades on each of them. We have 3 guys here with a Kiss and 2 guys here with a Caress. So basically 1 automatic strength 6 AP2 with instant death on 6's attack, which is really nice dealing with monsters, creatures, and terminators and all that stuff, and dealing some damage. And obviously one of them has to be on the Troop Master, because the Troop Master has a better chance of actually wounding something. And the Caress is just here for some strength 6 D3 Hammer of Wrath, which happens at very high initiative. And that combined with more high initiative attacks basically makes these guys really, really powerful against low armor targets and against high armor targets too, due to the kisses. And the Hammer of Wrath also makes sure they can actually hurt vehicles. D6, D3 strength 6 is nice, and then the automatic 6 from the other one is also nice, so they should be able to deal with most targets. They're still very squishy, remember that. They are just Harlequins, and Harlequins don't have any survivability upgrades other than rerolling invuln saves of 1 if you really take that entire formation, but I don't really like that one. Obviously, they have strength from death because of they are part of the Ynnari, and they also have Fear Fleet. They ignore all kinds of terrain, have assault grenades, so they're pretty good as a unit. And as long as their transport doesn't explode, you basically get to move your or charge your distance as soon as you disembark. They also have shuriken pistols, which doesn't really matter. Troopmasters always have 2 wounds, so they can tank a little bit more. And I think they will do some good damage. The thing is, you cannot take as many troops usually, because a Harlequin detachment requires you to take a lot of taxes like Void Weavers and so on. But in this detachment, you can just take them as troops and get away with taking a lot of them. And I really enjoy that because that was not possible previously. You could also take those as a combined arms, but obviously I like the Strength and Death much more in this detachment because we get to do another Strength of Death every time something dies, which is really cool. Alright, then in Elite we have 2 more Venoms filled with Incubi, or Incubi, I have no idea how you call that name. These guys have one job, they have APT weapons, and they have initiative 5, and they go in at full initiative with 2 attacks base, 3 on the charge. They don't have assault grenades, because for some reason Dark Eldar can't figure out how to use them. And they are not that squishy like other Eldar, because they have a 3+ armor save. But other than that, they have the same Eldar profile. They have weapon skill 5 though, that helps a lot. And they also have strength 4 due to their claves. They have 2-handed weapons though, so no shooting and no extra attacks, but that +1 strength is pretty nice because you get to hurt stuff, and having AP2 on all your weapon is pretty hefty for such a unit. So they're pretty expensive, and but they are really threatening. If you leave them alone, they will kill something, and the Venoms gives them some mobility. And then in heavy support, as always, my loved weapon platforms, all with D. Why? Because we rarely have any huge anti-Death Star or anti-tank weaponry here, and these things are fire magnets. They are inexpensive, and they can, if they are left alone, they will bring the pain. So you can't leave them alone at all. Especially if you're trying to attack them and you fail at it, they will probably get 2 rounds of shooting, which hurts really, really bad if you come too close. All right. And then last but not least, in Lord of Warslop, we have the Incarn. The Incarn is basically a monstrous creature with 5 wounds, a very high weapon skill, armor bane, flesh bane, 12 inches around her, Pain and Fearless, which is obviously great because I have a lot of close combat dudes that are pretty squishy, and Pain can help against bleeding too much models there. Against shooting, not so much because the Stompa has strength 6 and strength 10 and whatnot, but not being feared, not running away is pretty nice, and Pain also. Every time somebody dies here on a 3+, she regains a wound, and being Eternal Warrior and having an invuln save from being a demon, she can actually survive pretty long. She's a Psyker level 3, or he, she, it. You don't know what it is yet. And I'm gonna generate my powers from Sanctic to see if I can get some more invuln saves or another D-shot or whatever. There's some really nice stuff on Sanctic. I like it more than the Revenant Discipline, and I'd like to buff her. She is the only thing that can deal with the Stomper because she's only getting hit on 5s. He only has 4 attacks. His initiative is way, way lower. She can regain wounds on a 3+ as soon as any model dies. So as soon as stuff dies around her, she basically can restore her health. She gives out Fear No Pain, and she has Eternal Warrior, toughness 6, so cannot get instant killed by anything that doesn't have instant death, and the Orks don't have anything with that. So she is gonna kill something if she gets into close combat, and with Hammer Hand together, she might be able to kill that Stomper at some point. So there's one last trick in this army that she can use. Because people argue, she's pretty expensive, very squishy because she only has 5 wounds on the invuln save and with a 3+. The reason I take her is not because you wanna deep strike her in and die next turn, but the Incarn can come in from deep strike reserves even if she even in the first turn or whatever. When a unit of mine or the enemy's is destroyed, she cannot charge in that turn, which doesn't matter because you can bring in at the very, very end of the enemy turn. and then you get to charge the next turn because it switches to the next turn, obviously. So at the very end of the shooting phase, if the enemy destroys one of your units, you can bring her in from deep strike, and then you get the charge on the very next turn. So she's very, very mobile for that one trick. And then afterwards, we see how she goes around. Maybe she gets Gate of Infinity. We'll see. You can make her work. It is hard, but it is possible, and she is pretty expensive. So you gotta at least try to make your points back a little bit. But she's nasty. She can do it. All right. Let's roll her psychic powers real quick. She has 3 levels, so we're gonna go for Sanctic here. That's Gate of Infinity, so we get to teleport around. That is, I think, useless. I think it's the Mind War. Let's check real quick. Yeah, it's Purged Soul, but basically you compare your leadership values, and then you lose a wound with no armor or cover saves. Good against if you get it off as a focus switch firepower against the war boss, but against anything else it's pretty useless. And then the last power is Vortex of Doom. So basically you're shooting a little D template that moves around and keeps killing stuff. It's pretty nasty because you can obviously take a lot of hope points off the stompa or something like that because it is unmodified destroyer. Also works very well against the war boss and stays in play. The only issue with that one is it has high warp charge cost, warp charge 3, and it also is a Witchfire attack, so it can hit yourself, it can scatter on yourself, and it's very close range too. So I think I prefer Hammerhand, but I mean, can't get picky here, right? So we have some nice mobility, and we got some decent offense with her. She also has Banishment, which doesn't matter because there's no demons in this game. Right, then also for the water trait, number 2. By the way, I'm always looking into the water trait Ynnari table here, because it is one of the best, I think. And which one is that? It will not die. I'm not sure if the order here is correct, but it doesn't matter. I'm always taking the order for Battlesky because I don't want to look it up in the codex. So she has it will not die. I think that's usually the one, but doesn't matter. It will not die is not necessarily bad on a model that already regenerates wounds, because it might save her from dying, and then she can regain even more. All right, that's 1850 points of Harlequin Ynnari, allied with obviously some Dark Eldar and some Eldar, but mainly it's Harlequins in terms of points. I already rolled for mission and everything. It's gonna be normal kill points here. It is a bad deployment for Harlequins because it's the short sides here. So we got Hammer and Anvil, I guess. And the Ynnari get to deploy first. And the Orks need to roll a Warlord trait before we talk about knife fighting. That's the only thing I didn't roll yet because I wanted to roll it on stream. Alright, so they get re-rolling reserves. Seizing the initiative, +1. No, I want something different. That's pinning test. It's pretty useless because I don't have anything that can get pinned. Because, I mean, these guys here can get pinned, okay, but I don't know. It's not a good one, but we will see. Maybe it works, right? Might be save me one game from that D or something. All right, so we're gonna deploy the Elder Forces first. Get all those Star Weavers and Venoms. And the idea here is attack with as much as we can at the same time. And if the transports make it to the Ork lines, we get to attack the artillery pieces pretty quickly. And if not, we are also fine just attacking in general. Alright, so they got this side here. It is the more open side. They didn't choose that one, by the way. That's the Orcs' choice. But they won the roll-off for going first. So I'm gonna put the Star Weavers in the middle, I think. Star Weavers have a 4+ invuln save for 1 round, so you can play those a little bit more risky. Venoms have 5+, but that's it. And no invuln saves. It doesn't matter this game because there's no ignore cover or anything, but still. I also need to marker the Incubi. So I'm gonna keep Incubi on both of my flanks. And the rest is obviously filled with normal Harlequin squads, all identical, so don't have to mark anything there. Should be okay. Remembering as we are. Let's head back a little bit. Actually, let's put the Incubi a little bit more to the side, like so. Incubi are pretty nuts against the Warbikers and everything because they have high enough strength to deal with them, and also they can hurt the Warboss, so he has to stay out of the fight pretty much, or he is gonna get a clave to the face, which is not nice. And Harlequins are really good at mowing down anything pretty much, so he has to be very careful if the Incubi are around because they can tear him apart if they want to. Okay, that is my normal stuff. Now we go back to the um, artillery pieces. The Incan has to be in deep strike reserves. The Lamian is gonna stay in reserve here. I don't want to kill her. It's a free kill point. And then the artillery pieces deploy next. These are huge fire magnets for the stompa, so we have to put them somewhere where they get cover. They have barrage weapons, so they don't care about cover at all. And I might get some few shots off before I die. Because high toughness doesn't really help you against the super shooter. Well, I mean, they're still a distraction. They're not very expensive. The warboss has to be really scared going around them. Should be fine. Alright, so very aggressive deployment. But that's the way you go when you go for a close combat army. And then we can deploy the Orks. The Stomper basically has to stay away from this stuff. The issue is, if they get the first turn, they get a 30-inch move. So the longest away we can get is if we go to here. And then they disembark, and then they charge. So they basically have movement all across the table. The only thing the Stomper does not want is getting killed by the Incan in the first turn, or getting locked in combat at all, because his shooting is really good. On the other hand, we don't want to lose the artillery. So I'm going to deploy the artillery next, just to keep them in range. Their range is pretty high, so we can keep them far back, because we know the Dark Elder stuff and so on needs to come close. So we can pretty much conquer line them up here. Now, in this game, the grots will be useless pretty much, but you still have to take them. You cannot go against any shooting army without extra grots. And that's only fair, because usually you wouldn't expect a full melee list at all. All the custom mega cannons. And all the grots. Gretchens, how you want to call them. And then we move a little bit to the side. These Gretchens here are basically gonna do a little wall in front of their cousins, because we need to protect the real deal with our bodies, and Gretchens don't have any use outside of that. So might as well just put them in front. And then we have one last unit of artillery. I'm gonna put them over here on the bunker, I think. I'd rather have them further away than too close. And with 36, they don't have much issues with shooting anyway. Like so. and then some Gretchens around. I'm gonna have one or two in the back so we can man the guns just in case I die somehow. Because they still have poison shots, so we can still die if the venom somehow survives the next turn. Which is actually pretty painful because if they run off the board, we have trouble. On the other hand, that's why we take the extra grots, right? It takes a little bit more than usual to take these guys out in terms of leadership killing. Right, so there's some Gretchens over there. And these guys here will continue the line of flesh in front of the other artillery. Obviously Rondhard in the back so they don't run away. And then the Warboss is gonna join the Warbikers and basically do another line of Orc flesh in front of the artillery. So they get to shoot as much as they can. And since they have bikes, we can make a whole lot of cover for them. And now usually this would be not as nice because Orcs usually lose the shoot-offs, but in this case I think they have a pretty good chance at actually making it. And the Stompa needs some kind of support around him to deal with the threats. Do I put the Warboss? Nah, Warboss needs to go in the back at this time. He has a lucky stick, but he's not that survivable, so we're gonna keep him a little bit more around. Alright, so that's basically it. It's a big camping plasma blast fortress and gigatons of Dakar on that Stomper, and we see if it pans out. The issue is, as soon as they start killing Harlequin transports, they might actually get locked in combat, which is really bad. And I'm gonna keep playing it as last time, just in case you wonder. If the Stomper kills something, and that something gets out of his transport and charges him, he doesn't get to shoot. Very simple, because the order matters. You basically have a time order between shooting. You can't shoot all of your weapons at the same time. You declare them at the same time, but you don't shoot them at the same time. That's because that's the same reason why you should use your pistols first, because you might get out of range for other weapons. You don't count the shots right away and then do them separately. The game is called Warhammer 40k, as in hopefully in the title. I don't know. Maybe I forgot it. I'm sorry about that if I did. Alright, so I think we Gucci here. Yeah, he's well out of range for the D shots. And let's go with the seizing. So let's see if they seize. They do. Not. Nah, they didn't. They needed 6, and that is Eldar turn 1. That's really good for them, because the only issue with this kind of list is if your transport gets destroyed, but that won't happen this game, I guess. The Venom is gonna shimmy forward 12 inches. They have fast vehicles and also skimmers, so they can move 12 to shoot, and also move 18 flat out. Actually, I should have done it like this, because you cannot get extra movement anymore. Was possible cheesing that before, but not anymore. And it doesn't make a difference in this case, because I would have had the same distance, but it might in general. Okay, I'm also gonna move the artillery pieces up, because they are not in range of anything and they need to be a threat in order to get shot at. Like so. Not touching the terrain. And then we get some running and so on. No psychic, because the What's it called? The Incan is still in Deep Strike Reserve because she can't come in unless something dies here, which is probably gonna happen next turn, or at the end of very next turn, and then I'm gonna bring her in. And until then, we just keep rolling. So running the weapon platform. Oh, 1 inch. Actually, they have fleet, don't they? Let me check, but all the Eldar should have fleet. Maybe they have a... No, the vault weapon doesn't have it. So the Guardian should have it, but it still doesn't have it because it counts as a platform, I guess. That makes sense. Spread a little bit. Next one. 5 inches is much better. So we can basically shimmy over here and turn around for some reason. That guy over here. That guy over here. Alright, one more platform on the far side over there. 3 inches for them. To here. And that is their turn. You move and measure at the same time by pressing tab and not switching to the tool. If you press tab and hold tab, you get the line, and if you let tab go, it switches back to hand mode. That's makes it way faster. No, you can never move anything with strength from death that is a vehicle because they don't have it. That only triggers for fleshy units, basically. So you cannot ever move any kind of transport with strength from death. If you mean if you can disembark, no, you can't. You can only disembark. I mean, yes, you can disembark, but your units are inside of a transport. If the unit is inside of a transport, it is not existing. So you do not trigger strength from death unless you're outside of the transport. Oh, that one gets immobilized because it gets stuck on there. Actually, does it get immobilized? Yeah, I think I'll count this as cover. It's kind of no cover though. It's iffy. Let's say it on a 4+ it is cover and then we get stuck. Okay, it's no cover, but we don't get stuck either. Makes more sense. I need to do overhaul of this map. This kind of stuff should also not give cover. It's a little bit weird. I think only the ruin platform should. Oh, yeah, wait a second. We don't have to roll then. If I hit the tank though, I'll still roll, obviously. Because, wait a second. Why am I only moving so slowly? 12 inches? I can move 18. Yeah, wait a second. I'm talking here. That's not good. Let's go back here. That moved 18. Okay, there we go. We have to go very aggressive here, because otherwise we can't reach anything. And we basically threaten the stompa by moving stuff up. Over here. Yeah, should be fine. We're moving stuff up so they can kill the transport in case the transport does not explode. That makes a difference, Keaton, by the way. If your transport explodes, you cannot use strength from death afterwards. If it gets wrecked, you deploy the unit first, then you wreck the transport. That means your strength from death will trigger. It's really weird in the rules, but it's pretty clearly written that if it is wrecked, you do not need to worry about not being able to use strength from death. Because you do actually do stay on the board. This is really not that good because we are all basically on the same plate here, but I mean, it doesn't matter. I don't want to let these guys live anyway. They need to disembark from their transports the very next turn. I think we're good with that. I mean, in the end, they will only make the charge or they won't. It's pretty simple. This looks really iffy, but he is not touching the tank, is he? No, he's fine. Okay. So nobody gets immobilized here, anything. We also don't have any assault moves, obviously, because we can't charge. And all of that stuff is supposed to die and hopefully not explode, otherwise they have some troubles. And basically the Stomper can't shoot. Why? Because if he shoots, and kills something here and it does not get exploded, they can charge him and that stops his shooting. So um, blocks off his combat abilities. But that is just some close combat elder cheese. All right. First turn, orcs. How do we do this? That's the question. So first thing is we could move the stompa to the side because he is moving 12. Now he's sitting on that barricade, so he has to roll through terrain, but I think we'll go for that the first time. Okay, so 10-inch movement because you double that one since he's moving 12 being a super heavy walker. And we have to get away from these transports basically. That's what I'm trying to say. Probably over here. The big shooter should be able to shoot backwards too, I think. The rest not. The rest is really something that has to fire in the right arc. But he can still shoot that big shooter at the venom, then charge it, and then kill that one. Okay, so do we move forward with the warbikers? I'm not sure if they can take the Harlequins, but at the same time, if I destroy that transport, they can disembark 3 inches. So until here. And then if they charge, that's a 10-inch charge with fleet. Doesn't sound very likely to me. On the other hand, they will charge the warbikers too, and that is basically a jump into the other guys. I think I need to run away with the warbikers. Sounds a little bit silly, but in the end, I don't want to get charged this turn. That's the only one thing I don't want. If I get charged, I probably will lose the game. So what we can do is we can move 12 and turbo boost. Or we can move 12 away from these guys and then shoot them down instead of turbo boosting. Depends how we want to do it. So, but I think it's clear that we have to get away. So the warbikers will all shimmy over here. Taking 1 terrain, 2 terrain. 3 terrain. 4. 5. Let's do those 5 first. Dangerous. That's 2 fails. It's 2 guys dead. Unless it's on the war boss. We have 1 out of 4, right? On 4 it's him. Nope. It's not him, so that's 2 boys, or biker boys, or whatever. They have 4 plus armor saves, but nothing else. And then we have to see who of them dies. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 2. 1, 2. Yeah. Okay. That was a little bit dangerous. But what are you gonna do about it, right? Okay, this guy also has to take 1. And then this guy. Nah, I'm gonna let him stop in front. I don't want to lose another boy. Okay, 1 more biker. He's fine, okay. Finally. And then the rest can just move their full 12 to here. It looks a little bit iffy, but it's fine. And then the next turn, they still have to kill these Grots, and then they can attack the artillery. So we might be able to pull this off. It's at this point, it's a strategical game. That's all. It's all about the strategic. If you make an error, you basically lose the game. That's always the issue with these big Deca boys. All right. Let's open fire then. No more movement because the rest of the stuff should be standing still. Maybe we can pull some Grots around here just so we don't get charged. Like so. But this stuff here is basically not moving because there's no reason to. We're just gonna stay where we are. Alright, so let's fire. The Stompa cannot fire, I already told you that, because if he fires, everything he disembarks, charge him, boom, there's his shooting gone. First of all, we're gonna fire with stuff at this here, because they don't really have much range to get to us. That's a 10-inch shot. So 9 inches or 10 inches will always get them in, but that's a risk we have to take at some point. Alright, so let's go with the custom mega cannons first. We're gonna target that venom. Venom is gonna jink, obviously. We have to see if it gets hot. One of them gets hot. Doesn't take a wound? Or does it? Let's say on a 4+ it doesn't do it. Okay. So on a 1, 2, 3 actually take a wound. To see which can it is. Oh, come on. I actually can't remember what... Okay. On which result it is, but it doesn't matter. As long as it's a 50-50, we know it is. Okay, so we have 4 small blasts because one of them got hot. And I don't have any grots to sacrifice to fix that. Target him. This is skill 3 because we have grot crews. That is off. Second shot. That is also off. Yep. Come on, guys. Third shot. It's 4 inches over. It's also off. Grots, please. One direct? Nope. Okay, so the artillery failed completely. Their little grot blasters cannot hurt the venom. So nothing happening there. I'll always get my jink markers real quick here. No, don't think that makes a difference. It's still gonna die due to a giga shooter, pretty sure. But that sucks, but that the artillery didn't do anything at all. Okay, I'm gonna target this venom next. It's also gonna jink. Same idea, gets hot for the cannons. Nope. So that's 5 hits. 5 shots. Come on, guys. It's probably missing as well, isn't it? 4 inches. Yep, that's gone. Second. 7 inches, it's gone. Because it's got 4. Yep, that's gone. Third. Gone. Fourth. Hey, we hit 1 single hit, and the 5th is also gone. God damn it. Okay, so we got 1 freaking hit against that. We have strength 8. That's a 12, so we have a pen. That's a 4+. Come on. 4+ cover save from jinking, which he doesn't make. What happens to the transport? Oh, it goes boom. That was the worst case scenario, because now we can't get our sword burst action. It's open top, so +1 to this, and it's AP 2 on the weapon, so goes boom. How far? 2 inches. It's not gonna... It's gonna hit him. Okay, now glance on the Star Weaver. And then we have Incubi inside. Of course, it's always Incubi. Getting wounded on 3s because they're toughness 3 and they have 3-up armor. Oh, only on 1 Incubi. I'm fine with that actually. I think it's pretty... It's decent. Alright, so after that we remove the transport. This would now trigger a strength from death, but there's nothing that can profit because those are all transports. And then we have to deploy inside of the wreck catch. Alright, that is at least 1 hit and what's supposed to happen to all of them, pretty much. Okay, and we have 1 more round of Dakar. I think I'm gonna go for the risky shot and actually try to take that one out. Now, usually you don't want to do that because this charge here is pretty... I mean, it's doable for the Harlequin, but at the same time we still have Overwatch, right? So we can gun them down maybe with enough Dakar, right? So we have 5 gets hots. Yes, everything is from the workshop as usual. There's some stuff that's not on the workshop because I made myself, but most of it is from the workshop. Alright, so that's all no gets hot here. Next one. Alright, shot number 1 is off. Shot number 2 is off. Shot number 3 is also off. Shot number 4. Yes, it's double hit. And number 5. Okay, so 2 hits on each. Obviously jinking, as always. This guy has a 4+, this guy has a 4+, this is an inborn save, this is a cover save, doesn't matter. all the same. They're also shooting through stuff here, because there's some in the ruin, so that would also grant a 4+, but I'm jinking no matter what, because it makes sense. These guys here also should take a pinning test, by the way, before I forget. They are okay. Wow, very, very okay, actually. Basically, the incarnate doesn't have to spawn, by the way. I could have spawned it right there, but you don't have to. So you can just keep her back until all the shooting is done and then deploy her and then kill something. That's the idea here. Alright, so 2 shots against the Starweaver. That's 2 pens. 1 goes through. And that's a reroll. Come on, there's no 6-1. Okay, it's a kiss and a caress. So 2 kisses and a caress, actually. Kiss, caress, kiss. Starweaver gets removed, then we get back, or I should have gotten them right away. Get these guys out. Flip over here. Put them inside of the blast. Trigger Strength from Death on the Incubi. Incubi can declare charges now or just move, pretty much. Charges 12 inches. Nope, can't do it because we don't have move through cover. And that means we're just going to try to get into the ruins then. 4 inches, okay. So they're getting in here. Like so. Alright, Harlequins have to take a test here. They are pinned. Or are they? No, I think the Troop Master might be 10. Basic leadership is 9 though. Yep, he's a 10, so they are not pinned. And snap firing, I guess. Didn't roll for the Incubi because they don't have any shooting whatsoever, so nothing there. Okay, so these guys are here. And then the 2 hits against the Venom. That's 2 pens, and he also has his Jinx save. Jinx one of them. Come on, guy, don't explode. Don't you dare. Alright, he's fine. He is immobilized, so dropping down to 1. And immobile, but he's not dead yet. But does mean he cannot Jink anymore because he's immobilized. Alright. I think we got away pretty easily here because that one is basically unharmed and Jinking. Incubi are out, but only 1 lost. 3 Harlequins. Immobilized Venom. Seems pretty good. Alright, so next thing is the Stompa, I guess, because these guys here should shoot after. Because, yeah, let me guess. If they charge in here, they're locked in combat. I think these guys should still shoot last, because I need to see how much threats are left before I do it. Okay, so first of all, I have to declare some stuff here. The first thing I have to shoot is that Venom. So I'm gonna put a Giga Shooter into him, because I have 2, and I'm not sure about that one. I'm not sure if you guys know, but the Death Cannon and the Giga Shooter is the same weapon on a arm. Does it mean I have to fire both at the same target, or can I still split fire them as usual? It's a bit weird. I think I can still split fire them. Okay, that's the declaration though. The Flame Belcher basically goes over here, but that's last. No, let's do that after the Giga Shooters. And then the big guns are going onto these guys, and super rockets into these guys. Also have to see how many I actually get. How many super rockets? 2. Okay, so 1 super rocket there, 1 super rocket there. That's the target declaration. Also one big shooter into that Venom. But I'm gonna shoot that one last, of course, before I get charged by something and then I lose my entire shooting phase. Right, so let's go with the shooting. Everything that is targeted obviously is going to jink and everything. So I can just remove the jink markers. Everything here is jinking pretty much. Everything that has the launchers is using those instead because we want to get that full plus. But apart from that, we have the same stuff. Okay. So Giga Shooter has 48 range. Should be in range with everything here. Yeah. And the super rockets have even more, so no issue. Giga Shooter has heavy 6d6. So let's see how many shots do we actually get. It's above average for sure. And the custom stompa has ballistic skill 2 because he's an orc. So hitting on 5s and 6s. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. And glancing on 4s because it's strength 6. That's 1 pen. Jink. No jinked. Does it explode? It does not. It takes 1 whole point. Oh, I didn't actually check. What was it? Was it a 4? Doesn't matter. I don't think it matters. I'm gonna assume it's stunned or something because it's the worst one for them, but it doesn't matter at all. So that one is still alive. Next one. Still shooting the super shooter because I'll treat them as separate weapons, but they might actually be should have fired them as one weapon because they have the same profile and everything. I don't know. On the other hand, it's all on one arm, so I don't know. It's a little bit iffy. Okay, oh, that looks better. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 hits. Again, strength 6. Glancing on 4s. Looks like a wrecked vehicle, because that's 4 pens and 1 glance. Obviously gonna take the pens first, because that makes sense for them, because they want to explode. Alright, jinking. Oh ho! Easy peasy. Nice, it's only a shaken. And then the glance. Ah, it's dead. Okay. So Starweaver is wrecked, and we gotta disembark with the troop. Getting out. Yep. I'm not sure how we do it. This is a 12-inch charge, so I mean, theory they can do it. Practically, not so much. If I deploy them out here, I can declare a charge against these guys, but that doesn't make any sense. If I get them out here, I get to do a charge against the Stomper. That's a 12 though, so it's also pretty far. Basically, we have to do a 12-inch charge, or we can't charge this turn, so the Orks deployed right. The reason why I'm arguing like this is because if I deploy out here and charge here, they get to Overwatch, and I might not survive Overwatch. That depends how much range they have. I can get out of range from these guys. So let's see how we do this. If we deploy here with the Troop Master up front, that's really important, by the way. If you're interested in playing Harlequin, Troop Master goes into the front. Why? Because he has 2 wounds and he can look out Cerner 2+, so he guarantees you charge distances, pretty much. It's one of the big advantages that a flip weld actually has. Okay. 3 inches to here because it's an open top transport. Okay, I think we go ballsy here and declare the charge. First of all, I'm going to declare the charge with these guys because it's a 12-inch charge. It's very unlikely that they make it, but if they make it, they eat the entire Overwatch. The Orks will not Overwatch because it's obviously 12 inches, so why would they? That's a little bit too much. And if they get unlucky, I mean they get unlucky. That's just the way it is. Alright, so these guys here, triggering Strength from Death from the Starweaver, who is wrecked, by the way. There we go. And 12-inch charge. What the hell? Physics was screwing me up there. Okay, 9 inches is not enough. We need a 12. Come on. Almost. Seriously? Let's remeasure this. Nope, that is not a... That's barely a 12-inch charge even. Oh, come on, guys. Feels bad, man. Alright, so I guess we have to declare with these, right? Let's see. Oh, this is gonna be painful. So these 3 guys cannot Overwatch, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Warbikers still. That's hard. This is a 11 though. Hmm. I don't know. I mean, in theory, we can make it in, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna die, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but you know, it's I would rather kill the grots to be honest, because I can spawn the avatar very, very close. It's painful actually, because it makes a huge difference here. We have to actually do the math here. So we have 3 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. That's the amount of shots we get. The issue is these guns here are all twin linked, right? Because it's on a bike, so they always have twin linked. So even though they are only hidden on sixes, they are expected to get a bunch of hits. The question is how many invuln saves can I make? And the question is, do I get cover here? Oh, I completely forgot night fighting. Whoops. Let's roll night fighting quick, because this is really important here. Oh, I would have had night fighting for the Jinx even. Okay, that's huge. I should have rolled that before. But I can get cover from here because they're shooting through that rubble. Can I get cover from here? No, I can't. It's only 4 up cover at best. I'm gonna do it. Come on. Let's hope they don't roll as many sixes and we should be fine, right? That looks bad. That looks very, very bad, actually. Yep, that's a bunch of hits. Okay, that's below average, so that's good. That one was cocked. Okay, he's fine. Alright, so wounding on 2s because it's strength 5 and we only have toughness 3 because we're little clowns. Yes, okay, that's good. That is totally acceptable, so we should get 1 or 2 guys saved here. We get 1 guy saved, so 2 wounds. We're gonna look out, sir, 1 at a time. 2 up, look out, sir. I do the look out, sir, to this guy, and he's gonna take the other one with his face. Alright, minimize damage, and let's go. Now don't fail me now, because otherwise everything is in vain anyway. No, that's an 8-inch. Okay. No, you would just modify the 2 plus to a 4 plus, right? Because it's -2. It doesn't override anything, it's just the same. It only overrides something if they FAQ it. That's basically the way it works. If not, it depends on the turn number. I'm not even kidding, because you get to decide. The player whose turn it is gets to decide if there's things happening exactly the same time. Alright, so Harlequins make it in on an 8, exactly. And that means these guys don't get to shoot, but on the other hand, somebody wasn't about to get his shooting anyway, right? Okay, so we're going to continue the sequencing of the custom stomper. We still have 1 more Giga Shooter. So it's another 66 shots. Wow, they're really rolling very, very well with the shots here. Not really with anything else, but the super shooter is getting really good numbers here. Alright, hitting on 5s and 6s. That's also a pretty good roll. Looks like it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Does it have any hull points? Yeah, it has full hull points, so it should be fine. Reroll. Okay, there we go. It's a pen, 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 glance. Alright, so triple pen. 3 ups actually, because of night fighting, because I forgot that one. It does not explode, it's stunned, and the glance is fine. Okay, so the Starweaver is still alive. Takes a hull point though, and it cannot move next turn. But that shouldn't be much of an issue, to be honest. Don't think it makes one. And I believe that leaves us with the Flame Belcher, right? No, actually, I think I declared my dev cannons before, and also my super rockets, did I? I'm actually not sure. Let's roll. On a 4 plus, I declared my super rockets first, because okay. If I was smart, I would declare the super rockets first, obviously, because they will never trigger strength for death because they are too far away, right? So shooting over here, we got 2 of them. I already wrote that for that one. We're gonna put one in there and one over the other side. So let's see if we get a direct hit. We do not, so we scatter 4 inches, which is not necessarily bad because it's gonna hit the other weapon. Yep, that's 2 hits on the other D. Wounding them on 3s because it's strength 8, and with a 3+ cover, they're fine. And then the second one goes over here, and that one is off, like way off. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Okay, so super rockets done. Next would be the flame belcher, right? Would we use the death cannon first? No, we would not. No, that doesn't make any sense. We have to use the flame belcher first because it's gonna get auto hits on the guys inside because they have open top transports. So as long as they're inside of that transport, we actually might be able to grill a few of them before they charge me. And stompers can't fire Overwatch because they're super heavy, so we should not do it any earlier. Alright, so hitting that Venom and that Starweaver. Venom first. 1 hit on the guys, wounding on a 2. Alright, that's 1 wound on a Harlequin. Which one is it? It's number 5, and she gets her in one save. Nope. So 1 Harlequin is roasted. This one. And then we also get 1 against the weaker. That's a glance, because it's strength 6. So down to 1. Then the Starweaver. 4 hits on the guys inside, wounding them on 2s. Ouch. Actually, we can do the inone. Oh, wow, nice. Okay. Inones first, and who is it? It's number 3. Alright, so number 3 is burned. Actually, didn't declare which one is was one. Oh, it doesn't matter. This guy is dead. Alright, and then also the Starweaver gets a glance, but it has 4+ in one save against that, and it's fine. Alright. And now we go to the Death Cannon, I guess. Before we do that, I actually have to get a Death Cannon blast over here, because it's pretty big, turns out. Nope. Let's see. That's a little bit too big. Actually, is it? I think it's 7 inches. Yeah, 7 inches blast. So, like so. It's a little bit smaller. That's pretty close already. And that's a little bit too big. That's the right size. Alright. Let's put that on the Inkybai's head. Right there. Because I declared that against them. Why? Because they're pretty far away from everything. And we might be able to get a nice hit on them. Yep, that is 4 hits on the Inkybai. Wounding on 2s. And the question is now, another tactic for everyone that wants to play the, oh, how it's called? I forget her name. The Incan? Or Yinkan? Incan? It's called the Incan. Incan gives everybody fearless. So I can go to ground for a 2-op cover save in that ruin here. And as soon as I call her in and she's within 12 inches, they get up and they fight as normal next phase. So I think I'm going to go to ground here. Because it's probably going to be 4 wounds on them. We'll see. If it's 2 wounds, I don't. Okay. So 3 wounds with go to ground in ruins. And they're all fine. Nice. I'm going to put a jink marker here so we know they went to ground. And we fire next blast. Where did I fire the last one? I think it was these guys. Yep, actually I'm pretty sure it was these guys. Because I was expecting more to be alive then. Alright. So fire in the hole, see where it gets. That is bad because that's essentially on my other Harlequin squad. It goes over 8 inches. No, actually it's not that bad. It goes, yep, like this. It clips 1 Harlequin in the other squad, Wounds her on the 2, and 1 in 1 save. Nice. That was pretty terrible. Death Cannon's missing and not doing much damage because they're in cover. Long live Strength from Death, by the way, because they went into cover there. No problem. And I think that's all. He just has his big shooter. Because I did not declare the Death Arsenal, I think. Did I? Actually, I did. I fired my super rockets, right? Anyone remember where I put the Death Arsenal? I'm not sure. I do. Let's say the Death Arsenal goes into these guys, because I declared it against this one with the super shooters, and that one should basically be there, right? That makes sense. Okay, so we have 3d6 shots here. Okay, pretty terrible. So even if I'm not remembering correctly here. Alright, there we go. Everything misses. There we go. See? I already knew it. Alright, so no damage dealt. And then we have the big shooter. How much do we have? 2 big shooters? Yeah, we have 2 big shooters. So 2 big shooters. That one is going to jink in case I didn't declare it already. 3 hits with the big shooters and glancing on 5s because it's strength 5. Glance. Not jinked, and pen is jinked. Alright, so that's 1 glance on the venom. And that is it. Okay, so the last thing we can do is we can declare a charge pretty much, because everything else is not really relevant here. The Harlequins have to take a leadership though. They're okay. Incubi don't, obviously. I did not bring in the Incarn, but if you're wondering why I did not, this thing is going to die, unless the Stompa doesn't want to charge at all, which I think is stupid. It should charge. Yeah, it's not worth denying the Incarn coming in just by not killing anything. That's the issue here. It's always not worth not killing anything at that point. And as soon as that thing dies, I can bring her in as far as I know, right? Let's double check that rule before I say something stupid here. Where is he? She? It? There we go. Each time a unit, friend or foe, is completely destroyed, you may immediately place the Incarn as close as possible to the position of that unit, at least 1 inch away from all enemy models. So that also counts for vehicles, by the way, because it says units. And units does not specify non-vehicle units. So if he hits this one or this one, she can come in and charge next turn, because it is not this turn where she comes in and charges, which is pretty funny, but, you know. Alright, so he's gonna declare a charge against this Venom. What do we need to get out? The Incubi or the Harlequin? It's iffy. I think I want the Incubi out. So I'm gonna charge the Incubi. Incubi. Okay, he's in. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Crash. Gets a Hammer of Wrath hit. That's probably gonna kill it anyway. It's a auto-penetrating hit. It doesn't make its... does it have invuln save against that even? I don't think so, right? It's a flicker field against shooting. No, it's a 5+ invuln save in general. Oh, nice. Okay, so that's a... Autopen does fail its invuln save. Does it explode? No, because he does not have D. He just is equipped with a bunch of shooting, basically. Alright, so Venom goes Herb, and we're gonna disembark the Incubi. Yep. Where do they want to go? Probably into this squad. But these guys will pile in and fight here, so that's a pretty long charge. These Grots here away. Yeah, I think that's fine. So we're gonna disembark them as close as we can to that terrain. But not into the terrain, obviously, because it's a little bit hard. And then we just trigger Strength from Death, because the Venom is destroyed after they disembark, or it's wrecked after they disembark, to be exact. But also at the same time, we're gonna call in the Incarn. She's gonna deep strike 1 inch away, whoop, from enemy models and as close to the thing as she can. I mean, basically right in front, right? So yeah, that's as close as she can get. And we also have Strength of Death on these guys, but not on nothing else because there's nothing else in range. In theory, I'm not sure how the order here is. Let's check her wording again because she might get a free move here. Let's see. Inevitable death. Each time a unit is completely destroyed, you may immediately place the Incarnate as close as possible. Okay, now that thing comes in that I was talking about, right? It's my turn, my player turn, so I can decide if two things happen at the same time, what happens first. In this case, I will decide that upon destruction of this thing, she comes in first, and then we will trigger Strike from Death, basically. I don't know. It's a little bit weird, but it could make a difference. Or in this case, it's better if I call the Incubi first, so they can move out, and then we can deploy her next to there. All right, just so you're aware that the order is actually important here. And it does not work in the enemy turn, because then he can decide however he wants it. It's a little bit iffy, but it's a pretty clear rule. I like that one. She does not get Strength from Death, though, because she arrives after it's killed, as far as I know. All right, so these guys here will get their free movement. Let's see how far they can go. 5 inches, so we're gonna move them into the ruin. And by the way, Gizmo tool got updated. You can now move multiple units with control, just in case you want to know. Unfortunately, you cannot mark them and then move them, which is really bad, but you know. All right, and then we're gonna call in the Incarn 1 inch away from that thing and as close as possible to the destroyed unit, like so. She cannot charge this turn, which doesn't matter because she can charge it next turn. Quite literally. Alright. Close combat, over here. Do we want to declare a challenge here? I think the war boss does not want to have a challenge here, so I'm going to declare it. The issue is he doesn't get any armor saves against that wound. So he might just lose 1 wound straight away, which is really bad because Lucky Stick is supposed to tank wounds. If I don't let him fight, though, he is not going to be in range because he's initiative 1. I don't want to get overrun. I think I have to accept here. Oh well, I guess I have to accept. I don't want him to... I want him to soak up wounds, but he's too far away and he's in the wrong initiative step to actually soak wounds. Okay, so Warboss is gonna fight against the Troop Master. Troop Master has weapon skill 6, I think. Yeah, but the Warboss should have higher weapon skill because he has the Lucky Stick, and the Lucky Stick also gives +1. He's weapon skill 6 then, and the Lucky Stick gives everybody +1, right? Yeah, so their weapon skill 5. Uh, hmm. Oh yeah, fear check. There we go. I was thinking like something is missing here. Okay, so fear check on the Warboss squad, he's fine, and then she or it or whatever. I don't know what the Harlequins are. Let's say it's she. Why not? Gen equality, right? We got that guy, and we got initiative step 10, Hammer of Wrath. So we have Hammer of Wrath 2 times, or how many do we have? We have 1 Hammer of Wrath left. Okay, so D3 Hammer of Wrath attacks, 2. Wounding on 3s, that's 2 wounds, and 4 up armor saves. Hey! 2 Warbarkers dead, I guess? How does it work? Because they're only in combat with him, but it would still apply the Hammer of Wrath attacks, I think. Yeah, it's just not allocated to him. That would make sense. Alright, so that's on initiative step 10, though. Next is the Harlequin leader here. He has 3 basic attacks, 2 close combat weapons, 5 on the charge, and 1 of them is a kiss attack. Nice, so we can kiss him goodbye. If this is a 6, he's basically immediately dead because he does not have any saves against this. Come on, kiss him. Oh man, okay, it was a 6 before. So the issue is, a Warboss does not have any invuln saves, like no invuln saves. And a kiss, a Harlequin quiz, is a auto wound on a different attack. Let me reread that. Okay, there we go. He makes one of his attacks separately. I did. It's resolved as strike 6 AP2, so it wounded. And if a 6 is rolled to wound, it's instant death. So that removes the Warboss from play. Look, that is a Warlord kill. And pretty hilarious, but not good for the Orks at all. Alright, so we pie in with our Harlequins. And now comes something that I actually figured out when I was watching the mini wargaming good rules you got wrong. And somebody wrote there, if there is initiative steps like these here, where you cannot do anything, like where initiative step 5, in this case, piles in, and you cannot do anything in that step, then the close combat is over entirely. Which I think is like really, really weird. But the Troop Master was doing that on initiative step 7, which is right there. We still would get the war bikes though, by the way. There's still wounds on those. So there's a wound. Okay, this will make it. There we go. But since we cannot pie in and we can't get it, and there's nothing else that can pie in, the combat is over and we consolidate. Which is, I think it's weird, but it's how the rule is written, and if we can't resolve the remaining initiative steps, we don't fight. That's not really good for anybody, but I guess I get to do my awesome close combat. So we consolidate 1 inch over here. And over here. Oh yeah, by the way, there was Strength for Death triggered here. But these guys here already did it, and nothing else was in range, just in case. Did I roll for the Orks already? I think I did not. Let's just roll. 6 inches consolidate for the Orks. To be honest, I think they want to get away from these guys, so they have to come closer to here. It doesn't make much sense, but it's basically what they have to do. Because if they give the Yin Khan more close combat, then she's probably gonna wipe a bunch of guys, so we don't want that. That's a dangerous terrain though, because we went through there. He's fine, and that's good. Where's my chat? There we go. Alright, welcome, Underdog Painting. Sometimes YouTube chat is a little bit buggy for me. I'm sorry about that. It's because of the restream. But we'll see. So welcome. Alright, that was a fight. Warboss dead. Warlord kill. First blood. Nah, first blood was already scored with the which one? This one here. This one here got destroyed, right? So should have been first blood. Yep, that's a first blood. Okay, so that was scored, but Warlord kill at the same time. And Ian Khan came in. This one was wrecked. That Venom, and the Stompa is fine as it is. But to be honest, the issue is they didn't deal much damage. Like, no damage at all. And these guys here will take out that artillery unit. That's a little bit of an issue. The problem is these Incubi actually went to ground, so they are not fighting this turn because I summoned in the Incarn down here. I thought he was gonna kill something over here, but the Stompa just couldn't get through the 10 armor save, like the gigantic 10 armor saves on the units. So I mean the Death Cannon scattered like 10 inches over here, so I guess I was banking on the fact that that Venom was gonna die, then I summon her in here, and then the Incubi get up and fight. That was the idea, but I didn't expect them to do that badly, and I'm not gonna complain. She's in range perfectly. All right, turn 2. We have to call in the lady. She does not come in. She's still in reserve spot. I mean, I don't want her to come in anyway, so that's fine with me. The Lamian, right? Next, we have to see who's doing what. That Venom here, I already said I'm assuming he's stunned because I did not see the result. I just know he's not exploded or anything. Actually, I only know he's not exploded. Let's actually roll the result, then we can be sure. Okay, so he's stunned this turn. Let's say that because he was open topped and he did take a penetrating. I remember that. Okay, also a leadership test, obviously. Yeah, they're fine. Did I miss any other leaderships here? No. Okay, so we can disembark our guys. That Venom here is gonna get the guys out. That's a full Harlequin squad because they did not get damaged. Hop, skippity, jump. And what are they gonna attack? That's the question here. We have these guys here to attack the Grot front line. We can try to wipe out the War Bikers by eating Overwatch with these here and then attacking. Um, but we also have the Incubi, right? I think we're gonna roll the Incubi first. The Incubi have no move through cover, so we have to roll for difficult terrain here, and depends how far they can go. 4 inches is up to here. That's pretty close, right? They have fleet, so it should be doable. All right, so we can assume the Incubi are gonna make it in. Okay, let's move them to here, and that's a 6-inch charge with fleet, and this is a 6-inch charge with fleet too. Yeah, that's fine. The Incan has move through cover, so she can move. I'm thinking about putting her into the Stompa, though. I mean, she can basically tie it up. She can kill the Stompa too. She has the attacks, and the Stompa cannot instant kill her. So as long as we have her in close combat with him, he's essentially not able to shoot, which is obviously really nasty. I'm just still gonna move into this direction just to see how far I can go. That's a cocked one, though. 4 inches. Hmm. That's not really far, is it? I think we're just gonna charge him. Okay, so she's gonna float over here. She does not have assault grenades, by the way. Do not charge through stuff that slows her down. So she's gonna charge right here, so she keeps her initiative 10. Classic demon problem, by the way. She works very, very similar to a demon. This Venom is still alive somehow. How did that happen? Okay, so Venom is gonna move forward 6 inches. That was really overwhelming shooting, though. I must admit that. That's a damaged Harlequin unit inside because they. Oh yeah, we have to take leadership though. There we go. Upon disembarkation, I'm going to take the leadership for to see if I snap fire or not because I did not remember if there was a pen or not. Okay. I think the plan still is here to attack them and yeah, make sure that we can get that. Um, I can also try to attack the Grots here and then multi-charge, charge into the artillery afterwards. I think we should do that. And the Incubi are better suited against the Warbikers because they have higher strength. So we're gonna disembark. Actually, we're gonna turn the women in that case, like so. Disembarking 6 to here. Hop, skippity jump. As I said, Troop Master in the front. You may never know when these Grot Blasters actually kill your Harlequins. And that is not an overstatement. They can actually do that because you're so squishy. And the Incan is not very close nearby. Alright, this Star Weaver here is also gonna move 6 inches forward. It's unharmed, by the way. Is that the guys that did not lose anything yet? No, that's it got hit by the flamer, right? So they should have lost one of them. That's the other damage squad then. Right, so we can hop skippity jump those probably in here and then into the Grot unit next. 6 inches to here. Troop Master up front. Kicking guys behind. These are the ones with the Hammer of Wrath because they look like they about to jump on somebody. So I took those Nordles, and this one is a kiss. All right, that one. This one here is stunned, so they can only move out, and then we have to see how we deal with that. Wait a second. Something should be dead here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I have too much units here, right? We have a stunned Starweaver, and we have immobilized Venom. Where do these guys come from? Actually don't remember. But I'm gonna assume this is still filled, because I don't remember disembarking anything. So we're gonna move 6 inches to here. Master up front. And these guys here don't care about terrain, because they have flip belts. Hep. Going through here. Which I really like, by the way. Flip belts are awesome. Like, such a good equipment in general. The D is not in range, so the D is gonna move, as usual. Heh, that's a cocked die. 4 inches, okay. Skitter, skitter. And you can imagine what kind of game this was if this was objective-based. It would be even worse for them. 24 is also not in range. 6 inches. I wish I moved through cover here, to be honest, because that would help the artillery pieces a lot. Although with 6 inches now, they should be in range next turn. And I think the game is over anyway. I think the Orks fucked up. Alright, so that one here is able to draw line of sight to the Stompa, and I'm gonna risk taking a D shot at that. I might hit the Incan and just kill her outright, but, you know, shit happens. Okay, I guess that is my movement, right? Nothing else here. She's interested in reserve. Should be fine. So next is gonna be my shooting and whatnot. What do we do? Over here, I guess I can fire my shuriken pistols just for a little. We have 5 of them, and one of them is on ballistic skill 5, so I have to roll that separately. Last time I screwed that up over and over, and see, that's why. That's exactly why we rolled it separately. Winning on 6s. No. The Venom can fire, why not? Yeah, it's gonna fire into the bikes over there. It just has 1 cannon, no hits, because it has jinked. That Venom here can fire these guys. 2 hits, winning on 4s, because it's poisoned with 4 up armor, and he's fine. And I guess we have another Venom here. That Venom is gonna fire into the Grots behind the bikers. Misses, so nothing. Starweaver next. How many shuriken does his Starweaver have? 1 or 2? 2 shuriken cans, okay, interesting. So 6 shots from the Starweaver into the Grots behind. 1 hit. 1 wound, and 1 death, because they only have their cover save here. This guy. That one doesn't really have good targets here. Can he actually see the bikers? Yeah, he can. There's bikers over here, and it is treated as a turret mounted, basically. No, nothing from him. And I think that's all we have, except that little sneaky 3-inch blast that might take out that Stomper. You never know. He can actually. If you roll a 6 plus d6, you kill him. It's impossible to miss him, pretty much, but I hope I don't clip the Incan, because that would be, or the Incan, should be really, really terrible if I do that. I'm still gonna put it, like, over here, I guess. You cannot see it, but it should be... Okay, we're fine, we're fine. That's good. So now next, there's no cover for him, because it is a barrage weapon, not a normal one. And let's see what happens on the D table. Dun, 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 dun. It's D3. 3. And the difference between Gargantuans and Super Heavies is, as far as I know, you take a penetrating hit and D3 additional hits. If you're a Gargantuan creature, you take D3 on instant death instead. So this is gonna be 2 from the D3 and 1 from the actual pen. So that's 3 on him. Bring him down to 9. And then also it's a penetrating hit, so let's see what happens. Nothing. Because it could have caused an explosion, but it did not. Alright. So Stompa took some good damage from the D-cannon. And the other D-cannons already moved, so we can run them. D-cannon is running 1 inch. Essentially just spreading them out. And then the other cannon 3 inches to here and here. Now let's put him, keep him by the weapons platform. It doesn't make sense to come too close. And I guess we can't run anything else, right? These guys can't. Yeah. All right. So, oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to move these guys. My bad. 6 inches, obviously. I was always talking about using them as bait and everything, but then I forgot to move them. I forgot to move a bunch of stuff, didn't I? These guys disembarked, these guys disembarked, and these guys are still on the board, right? Because they were fighting that last round. So I'm gonna drop these guys into here, I guess. So we're gonna put these into the front. Like so. Alright, there we go. So that should be my movement. I really should have done that before, but that's okay. It doesn't make much of a difference. It wouldn't change the outcome of the game here at all. It's the same issue. Okay, so shooting shuriken pistols, one of them separately from here into the gruts. Adds 2 hits, wounding on 2s. And that's 1 grot dead, because I don't have any armor saves. These 2 shuriken pistols into the warbikers. 2 hits, wounding on... Oh, that's actually a kill, because I didn't declare a jink, did I? Would I have jinked? Yes, I definitely would have jinked. I didn't declare it, but I wasn't thinking. Warbikers should always declare a jink here, because they were gonna get charged anyway, right? So, who cares? They should jink here. So, 4 up on the jink. Yep, it's fine. The other one didn't wound, because they are toughness 5. And what else do we have? Oh, psychic. Dude, I'm really bad today with the things. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit worked up from the week, I guess. Psychic on the Yinkan. I never play her, so I rarely remember her rules, but I know she has Psychic, and it's really important to cast that at sometimes, right? Because she has the little template of Doom, which I'm gonna try to fire. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, there is a Vortex of Doom that she has. And she also has Purged Soul, but the Warboss already bit the dust, so there's no point in casting it. She has a Teleport, which I'm not going to use, but if I was extra sneaky, by the way, and I managed to kill that guy... Okay, let's do it like this. I'm going to save 1 die for teleporting away, so we can teleport into here, and the Incubi get up, and they can charge as well. That would be pretty sneaky, by the way. You could do that with Sanctic, which was pretty cool. But I'm going to use the other dice for... the Vortex of Doom onto him, because it's a D hit, just like the other one. Except this one keeps staying in game and moving even. Very risky power, but you know, I'm living for the risk, right? So let's do this, and we get it off, and we do not peril, but we use Sanctic, and you peril on any double because we are not a. Oh, wait a second, we are a demon, aren't we? Ha! I'm a demon, right. I'm not sure how that works. I mean, demons don't peril on demonic, and I think Grey Knights don't peril on demonic. I think she still perils here. So let's see it. She takes a leadership test, and she's okay. There we go. I have to actually look that up. I'm not sure about that one. I mean, she's rolling for demonic Sanctic, so I think she still would double with the peril here. Yeah. Alright, so 4 dice to deny. They need 3 sixes. No. So that's a D shot. Onto the custom Stomper. Let's check her ballistic skill, because the ballistic skill is really important here. She is ballistic skill 7, so we're gonna put it right on target, and we can pretty much we can't miss and we can't hit ourselves. it's mathematically speaking impossible to miss, pretty much. Even on a high scatter. Yep, there we go. It scatters 1 inch and it hits him. Alright, that's a D hit. What happens to him? Oh, nothing. It's Batman. That thing still remains in play though, so we're gonna call it Vortex. Right here. And that thing will move, and on a double, it's gonna vanish, I think. And if not, it's gonna keep moving and keep staying in play, and everything that ends it ends its movement over is gonna get hit. At the beginning of every subsequent player turn, the marker scale is 2d6, and then on a double, you remove it from play. All right, so it has the chance to hit him or her next round, which is really interesting. All right, now back to the shooting phase, because I'm really screwing up the order here. I'm sorry about that, in case you're confused here. It's not how you're supposed to do it. All right, we still have some more shurikens here. We have one shuriken pistol volley into the grots here. So we have 2 hits with the shuriken and 2 wounds, and that is 2 deaths. Closest is the runt herd. I'm going to look out so that, which he doesn't make, so he's dead, which is not good. And then these guys here into the warbikers. We have 1 separate hitting on 2s. These guys really can't shoot very well today. My goodness. Winning on 5s, that's a wound and a armor save. He's fine. Okay, so no damage dealt, and I think that is all my shooting everything, right? These guys here could shoot in theory. Yeah, I mean, why not, right? So 1 shuriken pistol hits, wounds, and kills somebody. Actually, should I have done that? It's gonna put me out of charge range. On the other hand, the charge range is like horrible, like really, really bad. Hmm. Not too sure about that one. That might have been his mistake, to be honest. Um, yeah, I'm gonna roll with it because I already rolled to wound and everything. But I think, technically speaking, I shouldn't have fired the pistol. Was a mistake of mine. Okay, doesn't matter though. They will die disregardless, I think. But it might have made a difference after all. Okay. No shooting on the Incan. She just has her close combat abilities and so on, and already did help psychic. And I think this already shot. Shot, 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 shot. Incubi can't shoot. Shot, shot. Incubi can't shoot, and that's it. All right. So let us do some charges here. So first of all, these guys here are going to charge the grots. Now they lost 2 models, so they only have 8 shots. Hitting on 6s and wounding on that. Look out, sir, obviously. And in 1 save. No. Aw, kid 1. Actually, no, wait a second. This guy has only 2. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Never mind. No lookout, sir. I'm actually gonna pull back here. I thought this guy already lost a wound, wasn't he? No. They're all fine? Oh yeah, this guy lost a wound. Okay. So in case he already took 1 wound before, I would have looked out, sir, but in this case, obviously, it doesn't make any sense. Okay. Distance should be in automatically, like... Oh, 3 inches is not actually in, is it? No, that's not enough. Do I just reroll the 1? Because I only need 4 inches. Come on, guys. You can do it. Yeah, there we go. 5 inches is fine. So, to here. And to here, I guess. Yeah, over here. And over here. This one is actually important because he has the Hammer of Wrath. And this one is also a kiss, so it doesn't matter. So Hammer of Wrath is in, the rest is just kisses. Mwah. Alright, these guys here will attack And the Warbikers will Overwatch, obviously, because that's the only chance they get to Overwatch with anyway. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys in range again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hitting on 6s. Uh-oh, there is one hit so far. That was some terrible overwatching here. Okay, that's better. So 5 hits again, just like last time. Wounding on 2s. Oh, that's all wounds. So this guy, did he already lose one? No, he did not. Okay, so we have to roll one at a time, basically, right? So 5 up. Nope. And look out, sir. That's a cocked one. Okay. Or look out, sir. So now she would die first. No, doesn't matter. They're all dead. No lookout, sir, is gonna help you against that. So as they die, they just trigger Strength from Death from these guys. Would also could trigger on the Incubi, but the Incubi are pinned, so they can't do anything. These guys here, I guess they could take another round of shooting, right? Because they are about to charge anyway. Hmm. No, I actually want to charge them into here. I don't want them to. The interesting thing here is, by the way, if I wanted to, I could charge the artillery squad right now, because I am now in range. I shot a hole into here, and since I can declare another one, that would be cool if I could do that next turn. So I could basically do my shooting here and then charge afterwards. That would be interesting, but I don't think I necessarily have to do it. These guys here, will, however, will use their strength from death and move 6, right? Yeah, why not? Moving forward 6 inches, and that's it from that one. So these guys here will just open fire. Not open fire because they want to multi-charge afterwards, basically. Because they already ate their Overwatch, I'm gonna charge the rest of the guys. Incubi 8 inches. Yeah, 8 inches is in. Because they are moving through cover here. So that's a 6 plus 2. It's 8 exactly. Actually, they barely make it like so. And then the Harlequins will also charge 8 inches, also in. Closest is, I guess, here. And then, is there any hammer? Oh, there's actually Hammer of Wrath attacks here. So one here, one here, one here. Why do I care so much about that? Because it's on initiative step 10. So if I get my second charge, my goodness. If I get my second charge, I get my initiative step still. And if you remember, these Incubi do not have plasma grenades, so they're down to initiative 1. So in case I kill these guys off before the Incubi even get to strike, the Incubi can get another attack and get their close combat attacks in. So it's really good to have multiple initiative steps. And I have initiative step 10, 7, 6, and 1. So that's, just keep that in mind. Alright, and then the Incan is going to charge the Stompa. Stompa can't overwatch because he's a super heavy. And she's automatically in. Dunk. Raw. Technically he doesn't have to do that, but for cinematic purposes, we're gonna turn him around. I mean, he's a little bit... he doesn't want to. He's shy. Okay. Oh yeah, over here. These guys here into here. We have 6, 9 shots this time, I think. Nothing. Basically don't have to roll, but I'm gonna do it anyway so I can pie in even further. Like so. Doesn't matter, they're all dead. And then over here we have the Grots firing Overwatch. A majestic 20 shots Overwatch. I'm not even kidding, because there's 10 Grots here. And 10 of them for the artillery, and then 10 additional because I added them. And they should be in range with all their pistols, right? Alright, let's give it to them. That's not really how you do it. Grot Blasters, I think only strength 2. I think it's one of the it might be the worst weapon I know. Where is my Grot Blasters? Grot Blaster, no, it's strength 3. Wow. That's immense. Ouch. That's 2 wounds. Okay, so I guess Troopmaster, as always. Ah, he takes it. And he fails it. Okay, so he takes 1 wound to the face. And then we charge. Alright, distance. 5 inches is enough. Yeah. Do I reroll the 2 to get Hammer of Wrath here? I would get Hammer of Wrath here. And I would get Hammer of Wrath here. Nope, I don't. Let's go. Yeah, don't mind the measuring here. That's because the bunker is screwing it up royally. Well, it looks actually not that bad. It looks like a cool dance. Okay. With flip beds, we ignore all that penalty anyway, so even if we could get up the bunker, wouldn't make a difference for them. Would make a difference for everybody else, but not for Harlequin. Okay, that's it. So let's go with the slaughter first. Let's do these combats first here. So first of all, the gods here do not have a character, so we can go straight to initiative step 10. We have 4 Hammer of Wrath hits automatically, wounding on 2s, and that's 3 gods dead. They don't have any armor saves. 1, 2, and 3. Then on initiative step 7, the Troopmaster gets to go with 1 separate attack from the Kiss. That's not good. Oh, he misses everything except the Kiss, I guess. Hey, he's gonna instant kill that poor Grot. They're really good with the kissing today. And then on initiative step 6, the Harlequins pile in. We have 2 guys with kisses. So that's 4 attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks. 1, 2, and then 2 of them separate. Let's lock that down. Alright, hitting on 3s. Rerolling. There we go. That's a pretty good hit. Only 1 kiss hits, but doesn't really matter. They don't get any armor saves anyway, so. We are strength 4 on the charge, so that's 2's to wound. And that is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is there anything the Orks can do? Yeah, exactly what I just did. You need massive amounts of firepower. Probably like a green tide too, but I don't think that would help. I think they would still lose with a green tide. And it's illegal too, so it doesn't really matter. I don't know. It's the best they could play, I think. There's nothing else. I mean, you have to remember that you're playing against meta, right? And the meta at the FRO was not necessarily close combat, which is why the Ynnari are very good against this stuff. Alright, so Gretchen's gonna pie in. As you can see, they can't really attack. Fear check is failed. Ah, come on. The measuring is really... Doesn't matter. I don't think they can even get into close combat. One guy can get in here and one guy maybe here. Yeah, so these 3 he can fight. Let's say these 3. It doesn't make a difference because they can't really hurt anything. There we go. They all missed. Leadership is down to double 1s. Nope. And they automatically overrun. Because they have artillery. And artillery cannot stay in close combat. Chup, 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 chup. Triggers strength from death. So we declare a charge against the second artillery unit. So we have how many Grot Blasters? Not that many in range, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Alright, hitting on 6s. two of them, and wounding on force, one of them, and that's an in one save. Charge distance, that's 6, probably not enough. Where's the first guy? Actually, it is enough, like for sure. Yep, that is exactly 6 inches if you count the bunker as 3 inches high, which I always count because it makes sense. If you have 3 inches, that's mostly a good building. If it's a higher building, it's probably going to be 6 inches, and that's all you need to know. Don't worry about the guys falling over and stepping and everything. It's because the bunker's hitbox is pretty bad. That's all. Okay, made that in. Next thing is here. Obviously we're gonna declare a challenge. The Runtard is always gonna accept because he can hit us with his little stick, so we lose one attack. Really annoying thing, by the way, for Grey Knights. The Grots can basically go into the Dread Knight, and then they're gonna absorb all of his attacks, and he's gonna lose one of those attacks just because they're Grots, and then the Orks can kill him. It's a really annoying thing. Doesn't really help them here, but you know. Just in case you're wondering, he does have that grabber stick. So this is the kiss. Oh, wait a second, we have to do Hammer of Wrath, don't we? Yeah, we have 2 Hammer of Wrath here. So that's I'm gonna keep that result because it was bad, but I'm gonna still do the right order here. So that's 6 Hammer of Wrath attacks, initiative step 10. And that is all wounds. And that is 6 Grots dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. And now back to this one. That's an instant death. I think combat is over again, isn't it? I'm really not sure about this rule though. It seems a little bit iffy. What does it mean even? If we lose all initiative steps, do we still do the combat resolution? But I mean, I don't think they should get away from combat resolution here. Let me bring those rules up really quick, because this is actually really important with the Ynnari Elder because they are so fast. So if you spread your units, that could be very good counterplay if that is how the rules are written. I know it's true that initial steps are lost, but I think the combat will still be resolved as normal. And just nobody else gets to attack. Not me and not anybody else. So let's see. Moral checks. Fight subphase. Oh, this is multiple combats. Right. Sweeping advances. I'm sorry about this, but this is really important. There we go. If there are no enemy models in base contact with a model attacking at that initiative step, the wound is allocated to the next closest enemy and so on. Blah, 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 blah. In either case, once a model has a wound allocated, you can continue to allocate wounds. Okay. Note that all of the models in the target unit may be hit, wounded, removed as characters during an initiative step. Okay, that's always, I mean, all of that is obvious. But there is something about initiative steps here. Come on, guys. It's really hard to do this on this. On the first one. Okay, I can't find it, but it should say something like all following initial steps are lost. So I'm gonna resolve it like this. I think the way it should work is I'm not gonna get to attack here because I can't make it, right? But we're still gonna resolve combat as if the Grots lost because obviously they did lose the combat, and we're gonna continue the combat as if we are fighting. So basically, I'm trying to I would try to pie in here, and I fail. And then we check if it works, and they stay, we stay. And if it doesn't, and we pie in into each other, so we are locked in combat again. And if we can't make it, we are out of close combat. And if they don't make it, they get overrun as usual. All right. So let's take the test. They fail, obviously, and I overrun them automatically. All dead. All right. If not, that would be very, very interesting, and I'll look it up after the game for sure. But I'm pretty sure that's how it's supposed to work, because you're losing the initial steps, and then the combat resolution should kick in right after. All right. Triggering strength from death, so these guys can charge another unit, and they will charge the other Grots. 20 shots from the ground pistols, pew pew. 2 hits, and that's a cocked one. Alright, wounding on force. No. Distance. We're in it. Six. Yeah, I mean, it would make sense, right? Because you shouldn't get away from being slower or so slow that you can't even hit that you don't take leadership test. I don't think that makes sense. It's how the guy explained it on the video, but I think he's wrong there. I think the initial step is actually correct, even though it's weird, and the rest is, you know, resolved as normal combat. I mean, there's nothing special about that, actually. Yeah, essentially, it doesn't matter. I think the Orcs lost the game on the very first turn when they couldn't kill everything. That's the issue with this kind of scenario. The Harlequins are really, really good if you get them in close combat, and that's how I got them, obviously. All right, let's just resolve this one next. There's no boss here, so we can't declare any specialties here. But we obviously get our strength 6 hammer of wrath attacks here. Not bad, both average. Winning on 3s, that's also kind of average. And then 4 up armor saves, that's below average. Okay, so 2 of them get kicked in the face. And then the Troop Master gets to go next. He has 5 attacks with 1 kiss. Alright, so the kiss hits. The kiss wounds on this. It's an instant death even, and this one also wounds. That's a normal armor save though. And that means this guy is dead. Then on initiative step 6, I think, get to pie in with the Harlequin. We have 1 kiss. So 4 attacks each. And 1 of them separately. Kiss attack hits. Does not wound though. And then we have 1, 2, 3 wounds thanks to Furious Charge. And that is another bike dead. Okay. This guy. Then they get to pie in on initiative step 2. To here. Obviously they have to take a fear check, because Harlequins cause fear. They make it. We have 3 basic attacks on each biker, right? I think they're just boys on bikes, pretty sure. Warbiker. Warbiker has close combat weapon slugger. Yep, so 3 basic attacks. 3, 6, 9 attacks. Hitting on force because they have lower weapon skill. That's not really bad, but not good either. And wounding them on force because they only have strength 3 because they didn't charge. So that's 1 wound. Can I take it? No, I cannot take it on the Troop Master because he's too far away, is he? Does it make sense? Yes, it does. Okay, so we can't allocate the wound to him because he's not engaged. So we can only allocate to something else. I'm gonna allocate towards the kiss because we need more Hammer of Wrath. We don't need the kiss. There's nothing here to kiss anymore. All right, and then initiative step one, the incubi pie in, and finally we get some freaking incubi action here. Let's kill them. Usually they always die before I get to attack with them, but finally they did it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 attacks each. Weapon skill 5, so hitting on 3s still. And wounding on 5s, right? Because they have only base strength 3, and we do not have Furious Charge or anything. Base strength 3, yep. And the Clave is +1 strength. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds. Or did I not roll? I didn't pay attention. Okay, let's just assume they're dead. I mean, should be, right? Let's re-roll just in case I was wrong. Yeah, they're dead. Okay. Warbiker, 1, 2, 3. Triggering Strength from Death, and I don't think any of these have made an action before, so the Incubi can charge the cannons, and also these guys can charge if they want to. What's up with these grots? Didn't I already overrun them? No, it looks like not. Okay, so let's Overwatch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Obviously Incubi first because we don't want them killed, and 3 up armor saves are better than 5 up in one set. Come on, give me that one. 2 again. These grots are really consistent with their overwatching, and it's always 2 hits for some reason. Okay, nothing, and then they get in. Raw. Obviously they don't get to strike because they're initiative step 1, but you know, I still can try. Actually, I don't have to engage this guy. I have to engage like this, and this. Can I still get into the squad? Yes. I cannot end my move within base contact, but I can fit him in here. Okay, so we can still declare a charge with these guys as well. So charging, 6 inches is enough. Not touching that guy, and then this guy has to pie in as close as he can, but stay 1 inch away from that. Stay not 1 inch away, just stay away from that one, and then we're fine. Okay. Let's just do the grots real quick, because they would try to pie in everything, so piling in. There's not really much to pie in, though, here. Pie in like so. Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 against those. Firtek. They are scared. Hello, melodramatic sociologist. Okay. Interesting name. Okay, 4 hits from the grots. Wounding on 5s. Wow, they have really good wounding here. Damn it. This one. No, actually, I have 3 ups. Whoops. 1 incubi, right? Yeah, I rolled 1 too. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 more grots. Hitting on 5s. And wounding on 5s. Okay, 1 in 1 save. Come on, Harlequins. Oh, 1 Harlequin down. Alright. I mean, technically they win that combat, right? I'm not sure how that is resolved now, but I think they win that combat. That's weird. But, I mean, doesn't make a difference, does it? Initiative stat 1, new combat. I think we should do a leadership test here, yeah. Yeah, it should be leadership test. Okay, so the Ikibai failed, and they fall back 10 inches. Because they can't get overrun, because obviously the grots are still in close combat. And the Harlequins also fail. Wow. Okay. So in this case, we can try to overrun them, but I mean, no, it's not gonna happen. And moving 6 inches. Okay, that was unexpected, but I did not really anticipate that they would get so many wounds through. No, doesn't really matter, I think. I can still attack these guys and then go into here, right? Because I didn't trigger my soul burst yet. Yeah, I still can. That's interesting though. That's really cool. So I have to be a little bit more careful with the escaping into other close combats. Um, let's get the other combat done with. So one Hammer of Wrath. Oh, actually no, that was a dead guy. Didn't even have to roll for anything else. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 players total, but obviously the True Master has to go first with his kiss. Hitting on threes. And 2 guys dead. And then these guys pie in for attacks. And 2 kisses. Both kisses hit. Twist to wound. Actually, all of this is twist to wound and ignoring their saves anyway. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Whoops. 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess they are dead. Yeah. Now what happens if I charge them now? I think these guys are resumed on their initiative step, right? Should the Grots get to attack again? I don't think so. That's super weird. I've not had that situation. I think they should not get to attack again. I mean, they already attacked once. Okay, so they also overwatched once, so we can just charge in. Yep, we got you guys. All right, that was weird. Like Harlequins running away, but I mean, by the way, they are immediately regrouping here because they are fearless again, thanks to the Incan. And talking about the Incan, she's gonna get some attacks in here. Right, so the Stompa is gonna only hit her on fives because he's pretty high weapon skill 9, I think. So that's pretty nice, but let's see how many attacks she has, because I do not actually remember. She has 6 attack base. Okay, that's pretty decent. Not to say very, very good. And 7 on the charge. She only has 1 um, sword though, the Vilith Sar, something like that. Has Flashbane, Armor Bane, and so on, so that's pretty nice. And she prefers Slanesh, but doesn't matter. Does she have Pheno Pain? Yes, she has. Yeah, the rest doesn't really matter. So all of this is going to hit on threes, because her weapon skill is obviously way higher. She misses terribly. That's not good, because he is not really made to kill Stompas by any means. So we need a 7 plus 6, 13. That's a glance. Next one. Whoops, that's a little bit too many dice. Okay. Pen. 10, 16. Yeah, it's a pen. And 6, 12. That's nothing. So what happens on the pen? It's AP2. Nothing. So it just loses 2 hull points, goes down to 7. But no explosion results or anything. Then the Stomper is going to attack back, has 4 basic attacks, hitting on 5s, 2 wounds, and wounding on 2s because it's strength 10. Adds 1 wound, and the Incan has a 5-up in 1 save, and a, whoa, Pheno Pain, and she survives. Alright, so stay locked in combat. Obviously for cinematic purposes we should... Come on, dude. Turn around. Face your doom. He's a little bit shy. Might look like a big bag boy, but he's just a stomper at heart. Okay, so he missed everything basically and just took 2 hull points to the face, and that's it. Alright, what else do we need to do? We resolved that one, resolved that one. We would also trigger String from Death, but we already did that. Couldn't do that because we were locked in combat there. These guys are fine. These guys are not pinned anymore. And I think that is it. Did I attack with these guys already? I think so. Yeah. Okay. Um, yeah, I'm not sure if I need to continue playing though, because the issue is these guys are locked in combat with them. These guys are locked up in combat with them. They cannot fire this turn. They're done. Everything else got annihilated. We have two full groups of Incubi. We have more Harlequins. We have D-Cannons now in range. And the Stompa is in close combat with the Incarn. So all I do think, I think I'll just skip everything else and just see how the combat with the Stompa goes here. Because it looks interesting to me. Alright, so first of all, on the Orc movement phase, we're going to use the Vortex. See where the Vortex goes. The Vortex stays on target. Does it even work? I think it always has to scatter. It's interesting. Oh yeah, right, the Stomp attacks. Yeah, that makes a difference. He is a Stomper after all, isn't he? Okay, let's see it. Does he remove her from play? Oh, does it actually work? I think so. Yeah, good thing you mentioned that, because that should make this thing a little bit more interesting. Yeah, removes her from play. Alright, bye-bye, Incan. Blah. So he only gets one stomp here, so he's only gonna hit her, but obviously a 6 is removed from play. And Eternal Warrior doesn't help against remove from play because you can't downgrade any wounds if you just outright dead. It's not instant death, it's worse than that. Good thing you mentioned that. That's the reason super heavies are super heavies, right? Alright, so he consolidates, and then we have a game at our hands. 1 inch. To here, I guess? Blop. She triggers Strength from Death. Doesn't matter. And that would also happen in their movement phase. And then we go back to the Vortex. Alright, so let's see that. I'm a little bit too sneaky for this. I already realized that. Vortex. Use a little. Okay. So it has to scatter. Can't stay straight. Where did I? Damn it. I removed the scatter, I think. Yeah. It was a direct hit though. How much did we scatter? I think it was 6. Alright, so let's reroll the scatter until we get a scattering, because we are supposed to use the little small thing. If not, and where's my Vortex? Okay, so let's go back here. He's supposed to be here, because that's where he ended up. Then he considers 1 inch to here. Then the Vortex gets us 6 inches to here. And is still gonna clip him. Okay. So the Vortex triggers again. What happens? Nothing. Oh, he's really lucky with the Vortex hits here. And now we go back to the custom Stomper. Right. So custom Stomper can move at the beginning of his movement phase. To be honest, he has to stay as far away as he can. Because as soon as he gets charged by something here, he's again in close combat and he can't shoot. So no shooting is equal to losing. The question is, can the Stomper even win the game? In terms of kill points, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 3 victory points for each whole point on him. So he lost 5. So it's already 8 points then. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 transports. Then the Warlord kill and Linebreaker. I think he still lost, like in terms of points. Let's shoot him. I just for lose. I like Stompers, so let's go for it. Other than that, there's nothing here on the map that can move because they're all locked in combat. So yeah, that is gonna be a fast round anyway, right? So might as well fire. So we have to declare a bunch of targets here. First of all, we're gonna shoot the. We're not gonna shoot that Star Weaver, I guess, because then the Incubi can charge, but they are too far away. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We can shoot it. So we shoot that one. We shoot. Okay, let's turn around a little bit. Like, hmm. It's really complicated. Okay, let's do the right. First of all, he's in difficult terrain. So we have to roll 2d6 and double the highest. Then we move this way. So we can actually fire these guys, these guys, these guys, these guys, these guys. And the key is, if I kill the D cannons, they can't kill me anymore, right? So we have to fire those. I think that's the right conclusion here. They will get cover disregarded because of the building in the way and the vehicles in the way, but still. Yeah, I think so. So super shooter, def cannon, um, big shooter, and that's it. Alright, let's do it. Let's see if we can remove the D. So how many shots does he get? Very much. He's really good with the rolling here, my goodness. Like the stompa guns are really overperforming in terms of how many shots they get. Usually they are really unreliable, but this mech knows what he's doing. Alright, now we only need all of these sixes again, because otherwise, you know, it doesn't really help us getting much shots here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, that's solid hitting there. So 11 hits. Alright, and wounding on threes, because it's toughness 7 still. And that looks like a bunch of saves. So first of all, we have a cover. Saved. Not saved. And armor, I guess. Not saved. Saved. Not saved. Alright, so that model is dead and the weapon platform is also destroyed. Alright. What else do we have? Oh yeah, next shooter over here. So basically we just lost one our big shooters and that one, but I mean at least we killed it, right? Okay, that is below average for now. But I mean in total perspective we're still way above. Okay, hitting on fives. 4. Wounding on threes. Ah, that's good wounding. 3 wounds. All the same saves basically. Yep, that's one on the platform. Was the platform closest? I think so. Might be this guy, but it doesn't really matter. And then we have the def. Not that one. This one. Right there. See where it goes. Where's my... Hello? Where's my skeleton? Is it somewhere in here? Yep, there we go. Found it. Alright, Stompa. It's not Scatter this time, because he scared really badly last time. Yep, that's a direct hit. That's how we like it. It's 2 wounds. And cover. Nope. Actually, it's not night fighting anymore, isn't it? Let's actually measure this time. No, wait a second. We are on this arm. That arm already shot because there was a shooter. Equidistant, actually. So we can take this guy. And we get another shot, though. That's get us 2 inches over. It's probably gonna hit 1. Yep, hits only the platform. Winning on a 2. But that's enough, because if the platform fails the cover save, it's dead. Nope, still alive. Okay, that's bad. How many super shooters, by the way? Super shooters, what? 2 super rockets. There we go. So, 2 super rockets into the last one. Right there. That is pretty much nothing, because it scatters over. Yeah. -2. So 5 inches. Oh, actually, it hits exactly the other squad. Okay, never mind. That's not nothing. All right, and cover saves. Alright, the weapon is destroyed now. Where's the super rockets? Like here? Yeah, it's the weapon for sure. So weapon is destroyed, and then this guy remains. Second is direct on target. That's strength 8 is not enough. It needs 3 to wound and cover saves. Okay, so one guy slash the thing. Where's my? They are. I think they are mounted on the arms. I'm not sure about them. They might even be uh, somewhere here. I don't know. Let's assume they are near the shoulder. That makes sense, right? Um, 36. Yeah, it's this guy is closer. All right. So DK is still alive, and I believe that's everything because the big. Oh yeah, the big shooters can actually kill him. Right. He's still alive. What am I saying? Of course we can still fire. Uh, one hit. No wound. Okay. Um, Actually, nothing got destroyed, right? So no strength from death here, because the squads are technically all still alive, and yeah, nothing else. We could fire the Hellstorm. I did not declare that one, but obviously we would if I was in range here. Can't hit the Harlequins. Hmm. We can hit the Harlequins. Why didn't I declare that before? Was there a reason I didn't do that? If I kill that one, they charge in here. I don't know. I don't think it made a difference, right? Uh, that one is not stunned, by the way. Does it make a difference here? No, I think we should have declared it still. Um, I should have declared it at the beginning. I'm just gonna give it to him because why not? It's point-wise they lost the game anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. 1, 2, 3, 4 incubi, wounded on twos, all dead. Because it's AP3. The Venom, nothing. And 2 Harlequins with, I guess, Lookout Sirs. Okay, he takes one. And she takes one. Both dead, because it is instant killing them, because it's strength 6. And that is it. That's all the weapons he has, though. Because we couldn't fire the Death Arsenal, because we had to fire that one anyway. And went out of shots anyway, and the Hellstorm is the last thing we have. We could still charge the Venom, but I didn't declare it as my primary target, so I guess no. No, I should have declared that. So we should have declared it against the Harlequins, and then we would have got no charge against the Venom because he was not declared target of any of my shooting directly, and then he can't charge. Because even though he's a super heavy, he cannot do like absolute free targeting. All right. So that's basically all he could do. That's not stunned either. The question is, how does he win the game? That's the issue here. How does he do it? This here is obvious. I mean, they die. I have to actually do some calculations here how he wins this. So this was turn 2, right? Because we jumped over turn 1. Turn 2, he killed me. Or turn 2, he started killing me. Which then caused me to charge in my second turn. So it should be Orks second turn slash Eldar third turn now. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Because we have to assume we get Line Breaker, no problem. The question is, if I hide my transports, can they still get enough points to win the game? Because I don't think I can kill the Stomper, because I don't have much that can hurt him. I think I have nothing that can hurt him, can I? I mean, I can fire with Shuriken, but It's not really that reliable because we have to hit his rear armor. That's 12 there. And if he stays where he is, he's basically going to outrange me. The D cannon can't get into range because it only has 24 range. So he should be fine there. And the question is, can he kill enough? Or can I hide enough with my Star Weavers? Because I can put some guys in there too. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 working transports. And these guys here should all be dead next turn. If we turbo boost and everything, 72 range. Line of sight is broken, so he can't get us. Broken here also. Broken even here for 1 turn, which is enough to escape. And okay, so should assume these guys should be alive. All right, let's check again. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 points that they lost. And the Ynnari will lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe 7. If he kills if he kills something with every weapon, every shot, every turn, might get up to 9, but he's never gonna win it. Okay. What time is it anyway? Okay, it's time to go for me anyway. But okay, I'm not sure how I would call this. I think the Ynnari would win this. If it was an objective game, obviously the game was already over because there's no way the Orks can come back from this. So in a real ITC scenario, you would actually lose the game outright just because of the amount of units you lost because of everything. You could also attack the stompa in close combat, and as you could see, his weapon skill is really low. So see, he's not gonna get too many hits here. The only reason they are still in the game is because of the stomp, though. The stomp was pretty epic, and I almost forgot it. So good thing you remember, Doug saying. Sorry about that one. I should have remembered because it is called a stompa. Guess what he does. But it's the only thing he has in close combat for speaking for him, because as you can see, with initiative 1 on 4 attacks, he's not hitting anything. So he was not able to do it. I think you could still call it a draw here, though, because I'm not sure how it would pan out. If he got really lucky with the shooting, and I couldn't escape with my with all of my transports, I think he might have done it. The reason why I'm so sure that he can't do it is pretty simple. The thing, as you can see here, has firing arcs, right? And even if I hide a unit back here, he cannot draw a line of sight. He cannot walk around, because if he walks around, he has to turn around to fight. And if he turns around, he can't shoot at something else. So there is a limit a Stomper can kill each turn. And also, if he turns around, he's also gonna get hit by Shuriken. And if the Stomper dies, obviously the game is over immediately. Um, the So you can outmaneuver him pretty easy, but it would take a long time because we still have to pay like I don't know 4 or 5 turns. And as I already said, in terms of kill points, I think he's not gonna make it. If they get Linebreaker, he doesn't make it. If he wants to get Linebreaker, he has a positional disadvantage because I could hide behind here and here because these buildings are locked. You can't look through there. You can also hide back here because the venom is obviously really small, and every single venom is worth a victory point, so he can't ignore those. And he has no indirect fire. Everything he has is a template or a primary weapon of some sort, so doesn't really work. All right, I still found it an interesting game because it brought up some stuff that I need to look up again. Uh, based on initiative steps again, because the initiative steps are really iffy. Like I think the Grots, for example, should not get to attack again if they already attacked and I move something into base contact with them again. With Overwatching, it's clear, but it only talks about my initiative step, right? So does my initiative step also prevent other guys from attacking? So if I come in with initiative step 1, does the unit that I assault into also only gets to take on initiative step 1 and with everything that should be there or not? or any remaining steps, so sometimes even zero. Um, I don't know. I have to look that stuff up. It's a little bit complicated. But the issue is, as you can see, if you don't take out the transports fast enough, you're basically using the game. And that was the most beneficial for the orcs that they could get, except for first turn. The only thing they would have liked to have there was first turn, but then the artillery was out of range to shoot. So it wouldn't have made a difference in terms of shooting. The Stompa would have gotten one round of shooting. That would have been nice. Didn't make such a big difference in the end, but pretty close. And um, the rest of the game here is pretty simple. As long as these transports don't die, you lose. And if the transports don't explode, you also lose. And if you deploy like in the very, very back on the longest deployment that is available in 40k, then you might survive that. And this is, by the way, without ether sails, right? If I had ether sails with my raiders, I could move the full 24. So I have 36 from here to here. And then I disembark my 3, and that's the charge range. So basically, as long as you can suicide in those transports, it's really, I don't know. Uh, it's pretty much impossible to deny the charge at some point. Now, obviously, you could have melee units that could be superior to the Eldar, but to be honest, there is not much that can do so. The only thing that can beat these kind of Eldar lists is something like a Death Star with invisibility. But if you're really playing in ITC scenarios, there is no 2+ rerolling in vault saves. Doesn't exist. You still have the D shots, and if they get unlucky, there might be that 1/6 that it removes them. And you can't deal with the freaking D cannons. The D cannons are too far in the back. So if you come close to those, you're practically killing units because something is coming close. I think the best idea is probably to have a very mobile army that can take their objectives and try to survive as long as it can. But everything that is a standing army, that is a melee army, or that doesn't spread across the entire map, is pretty screwed. Like even Genestealer cults wouldn't do very well against this because Harlequins and everything have very high initiative and really high volume of attacks. So basically, the Harlequins are pretty effective against most stuff. They're just very glass hammer unit. That's the only issue with them. And if they get eaten too fast, I mean, obviously you lose. I've played a lot against Harlequins and I won every single match. Outside of this detachment, I think they're not that good. But in this combination, they're really, really nasty because they can attack a big amount of targets. Like the Kiss of Death attack on the Warboss was pretty nuts. He alright killed him. That was a lucky stick Warboss, so he was not really like tanky. And even if he was in Mega Armor, would have killed him. So I don't know. I think they have enough threats. And I mean, the Incan got stomped in the face. That doesn't usually happen. And as you can see, it doesn't matter if you have 5 wounds only and so on. As long as you get summoned in the enemy at the end of the enemy's shooting phase, you're pretty much bound to be in range and be able to charge something unless the enemy is really, really smart and shoots the units that are furthest away from him last, so you have to spawn her earlier or something like that. But to be honest, that's a lot of stuff to think about. No, most of your opponents will not do that. I don't think so. And that's, I really think, one of her selling points. She's basically a keeper of secrets that can come in from deep strike in the enemy's turn without scattering even. There's no risk involved, right? And I got really unlucky with the powers, by the way. I would have liked to have hammer hand or something like that. That could have worked better. I didn't penetrate him. With one penetrating hit, the victory points weren't even close because I would get another points. I don't know. D-Cannon can also hide in the building. Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. The D-Cannon could be hiding behind a wall like this. It could fire itself because it fires indirectly, being a barrage weapon, but the Stomper could not fire at it. So that's another issue. So if he wants to stay out of the D cannon range and also tries to kill it for the kill point, he would probably not be able to do that without taking another D hit. And as soon as he gets hit by anything like a D3, he's gonna lose another 1 plus D3 hull points. So let's say he gets hits once, for example. He would lose another 2, brings him down to 5, and that means he was bleeding another victory point anyway. So at that point, it doesn't matter if he takes out the D cannon, he would lose them the game victory points wise. Uh, yeah, and obviously he wouldn't kill the Lamian because the Lamian can come in from any reserve, like at the very end of the match, doesn't matter. It's I don't think they had a chance there. Neither in objective missions nor in kill point missions, even though they were really, really favored in kill points because they have so few and so big squads, very big squads of Grots and so on. But I mean, it was designed against shooting too, so a little bit iffy. Yeah, I really like this stuff. I mean, this kind of detachment counters basically detachments that are playing too much meta, Riptides and all that stuff. Even Riptides wouldn't do anything against this because they only get to use their sword moves at the end. So unless you're playing really, really smart and you have a lot of units that block the path to your other units, you cannot really reliably shield your gun line. And that's an issue. That's a really, really big issue, actually, especially if you consider there should be terrain in the middle that blocks line of sight. So the Venom wouldn't even die if in the first turn necessarily, because he could hide, and it's a very small vehicle. So, I mean, you could play this more optimally. You could take 2 detachments and then you divide the stuff. I just wanted to see if I can make the troop work, and I think the troop did some good work here. I like the setup, like the Kiss and Hammer of Wrath mix. I think it's a pretty nifty one, and they should be able to deal with most targets like this. Very expensive units, but still. And even the Incubi did something. That's news to me, because usually they are just, I mean, they are fire magnet, but that's all they are, really. I don't know. All right, that was a very long game, like in terms of explaining and so on, and not so much the shooting and so on. But that's always the case with Ynnari, I feel. The detachment just brings up a bunch of questions most of the time, and that will make you talk and think about a lot about these rule issues and so on. That's, I mean, that's to be expected, to be honest. But I really enjoy it. I think both the shooting and the close combat lists are viable, and I really enjoy that. I think that's a great thing if Games Workshop manages to actually get units into the field that you usually don't see winning. And Harlequins are definitely one of these. Dark Eldar for to an extent too. Monsters creatures that do work is also not something you see every time. Like the Avatar of Cain, for example, can't do anything close to this. He would still be foot slogging into that direction, getting whipped by the stompa or something like that. So I think that's a pretty successful expansion in that sense, that you can use whatever you want to. I mean, you can adjust the power level down if you want to. It's still going to be very, very powerful, and you still have to do the same amount of thinking. You don't have to go full try-hard mode there. So if I was going try-hard mode, I wouldn't play the Harlequin, I think. But still, I think they have some potential. I think it showed pretty well here. All right. Uh, that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I'll be back tomorrow, next day too, to play another one, and then we see if I can remember some more stuff. But today I'm a little bit tired, for sure. All right, take care and happy wargaming.